Page 73, Hush Little Baby. At the top of the page, they give you a warm-up line. You can do that if you're just playing the chords. I don't like warm-up, so I'm skipping that. Talk about this piece. It's 4 lines long, sort of. It's actually longer than that because it has a repeat sign in the 3rd line. So you're going to go back to the beginning and play the first couple lines again or so. We have treble and bass clef. 1 sharp in the key signature. We're still in the key of G major. You already know the spiel about the G major scale. Go do all that junk. 4/4 time signature. We got quarter notes, eighth notes, whole notes, half notes. Got them all here, and you got some pedal going on. So we'll talk about all that. For the most part, you're either playing one hand at a time, or the left hand has chords. These chord, the 1 chord and the 5/7 chord. So I'm going to take both hands together, because normally when I learn a piece of music, I like to do it one hand at a time first and then put them together. I'm going to shorten this video a little bit, so I'm going to talk about both hands together. You're in G position still, and you can tell that by looking at the music. So as the left hand gets the chord, you're here, and the right hand's 3rd finger on B, so you're here. So you're in G position. And we have eighth notes, 1 and 2 and. So it's 1 and 2 and. And right on beat 3, the left hand comes up because the half note only gets 2 counts. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. See, now the left hand has a whole note. You hold it down for the whole measure and then lift up or go on. Do something, I don't know. It's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, 3 and. Get the idea? Let's go down to the 3rd line, last measure. This is right after the repeat sign, all the eighth notes. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 2 and 3, rest. Both hands are resting on beat 4 there. And then the next measure, 1 and. And then you have this in each hand. You have this, a D, and a G, and a B. And then the last note is a new note. Memorize it. It's a G down here. You just lift up and move. Use any finger you want. If I use 5th, I don't have to move as far. If I use some other finger, I got to move further. I don't like moving too much. I usually just 5th is fine. You just lift up and move. So once you have it okay and no hesitations, keep it slow is fine, but no hesitations, and then we'll think about the articulation. It's the phrasing. You're going to lift up between the phrasing, and at the beginning, this chord, that note is actually melody. Lift up, it's a phrase. Lift up. See, I play it a little faster with just the melody so I can hear the phrases. That's what I'm after. Once I have, then I know where to lift up, is all. Lift up. Lift up. So I'm just cutting the notes a little bit short so I got time to lift up because the next note has to be on the beat. You don't mess up the beat by doing this. Once you're satisfied with the articulation, then we think about the dynamics. It starts out MP, mezzo piano. You get the 1 dynamic, it's all you need. It applies to the melody. Well, the chord is melody at the beginning, at least the top note is. So it's going to be moderately soft, whatever you think moderately soft is. But then in the 2nd measure, the left has to be soft. It has to be in the background. We want to hear that. And it's easy to drown out 1 note when you're playing 3. So play the left hand light. It's only when the left hand gets melodies that come out. Melody. So this left hand, sometimes you're playing it real soft, and other times you're playing it like the right hand. Now when you get down to the 3rd line last measure, there's no real melody here. It's all the same, and it's P for piano, which is soft. Come down a little bit soft. Whatever you think soft is soft. And you're staying there to the end and you have a writ in the next to the last measure, which is slow down, ritardando, slow down. And then a PP, which is pianissimo, which is very soft. It's not twice as soft as soft. It's just softer, because we can go softer than this too. So you have soft, you just come down a little bit to very soft. That's both hands. And this last note is really super soft. How soft can you play that? Don't use the soft pedal, that's cheating. You learn to just stroke the key gently. Very light, keep loose wrist. As far as the speed goes, well, if you're going to sing it, how fast would you sing it? Hush, little baby, don't you cry, don't you do something. I don't know what you're doing now, but just somewhere in the middle. So it's a very gentle, you're singing to some kid and promising him or her everything. I don't know. I've added pedal for the last part. I like to adjust the pedal. I do a lot of adjusting the pedal on these books because I don't agree with their pedaling indications. But we're going to push the pedal down right after we play the first note there. In the third line, in the last measure where it comes in, you push the note down first and then the pedal. And in the last line, they have you showing you holding the pedal down all the way through beat 4. Well, beat 4, both hands are resting. And I would like to hear the rest. So I'm going to lift the pedal up with the right hand when it's done with that B. Pedal's going to come up with it, so I get one beat of silence in there. I want to hear the rest. So on that measure where I play it, that's the last measure, third line, note, then pedal. I lift it up with the hand. So I get one beat of silence. And then on the next one, see, they have no pedal here. And then pedal. Well, if I pedal it the way they're showing this, listen carefully to the sound. I don't like the idea of the next to the last measure being dry like that. It's too different. I don't think we want different right here. We want it all to be dreamy and the kid's going to sleep, I hope. So I'm going to pedal the first 2 beats. I'm going to pedal the 8th notes in the next to the last measure. So I'm going to push the note down right after the pedal. No, I'm going to push the pedal down right after the note. Don't confuse me here. And as I play the B, right as I play the B, I'm going to lift the pedal. Then I clean it out, and then we get that. So I'm pedaling the first 2 beats of that measure. Now please remember the natural accents. The first beat of the measure, and then there's another slight one on the third beat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, we need to feel these going through this.